Directly in back of Marine Park, among all the heavy traffic of Avenue U, exists the Salt Marsh Nature Center, which is a part of Gerritsen Creek. Now when we go down this dirt path, among all of the brush from the natural reeds, you can see there's very, very dense tree and greenery here. And only this path has been created and defined for people to come and enjoy the salt marsh. It seems to be very, very, very low tide, so we'll get to see what remains of the mill that was here, that Gerritsen, who the creek and an area of the park is named after, built in the late 1600s and ran until the mid 1800s and then burnt down a number of decades afterwards. Those are all that remain of the mill. It got completely destroyed. This water and kind of the vastness of the space reminded me of the landscape in the open boat when they were stranded at sea. As you can see though, the water's extremely calm because it's not open ocean just yet, it's just a creek. And there are no violent waves that would ever toss anyone around. And I think it'd be pretty hard to get yourself stranded out here. But if you look further, I don't know if the camera can reach it, but way out there is the image of a bridge way off in the distance. And that's Marine Parkway Bridge. And by the time you get to that bridge, you're already at the Atlantic Ocean. And that's open water. Tuan explains that time, symbolized by far objects in a person's present visual field, could be contemplated. So that faraway bridge, which actually in real life isn't very far, but I suppose looks farther on the camera, allows us to contemplate time, how long it would take us to get there, and how long this whole space has been here. All this dense brush that Tuan also mentions in his chapter, and the vastness of the water, and all the animal life that Crane cites in the open boat when he speaks about the gulls swooping in and bothering the men at sea. We've even got some swans. This building that we're approaching now is the Nature Center that was established in the year 2000. You can see this is obviously not entirely natural, but it was put here to allow people the opportunity to get more involved in nature and to educate anyone who wanted to know a little bit more about the area, so that people can learn about it and so that they also join in the help of preserving the natural space. On page 119, Tuan talks about dense forest environments. And he says that in a dense forest environment, oral space is less focused, and that forest sounds are not precisely located. So here, while we're not in a forest, we do have very dense areas of tall trees and a lot of wildlife. And if you can hear the birds chirping and the ducks quacking, you know that there's not one spot where you can look into the trees and say, oh, that bird is the one that's chirping. So I think that that's applicable in any wildlife environment. Tuan also says that a person needs only to have a general sense of direction of the goal and to know what to do next on each segment of the journey on page 72. So here, fortunately for us, we've had our paths outlined for us, and while that might not be as natural or authentic as a space that hasn't been defined yet by people, at least it helps us know the next move on our journey through Gerritsen Creek.